Greetings to everyone. I am Samuel Prince, Assistant Professor of Education, Sri Ram Nallamani Yadava College of Education, Tenkasi. Today I am going to present elements of personality which was given by Sigmund Freud. Before getting into today's lesson, let me give a brief introduction about Sigmund Freud. So, who is Sigmund Freud? He was an Austrian neurologist as well as a psychologist. He was influential as well as controversial personality of his times. He was often referred to as the father of modern psychology. He revolutionized thinking about treatment of mental health conditions. He laid foundations for many other theorists. Some theorists developed opposed ideas also. He was famous for giving psychoanalysis. It is a kind of mental health treatment which is used in psychiatry even today. So, let me begin this session with a general question about personality. So, what is personality? Personality, in the general sense, it can be defined in the following way. It is a special combination of qualities in a person that makes a person different from others, as shown by the way the person behaves, feels, and thinks. Freud states that personality is composed of three elements known as the id, the ego, and the superego. First, let us see about id. Id is the source of all psychic energy. It is a primary component of personality and it is present in us right from the birth. It is driven by the pleasure principle. It strives for the immediate gratification of desires, immediate satisfaction of desires. If not satisfied, it will result in anxiety and frustration. Example, increase in thirst should produce an immediate attempt to drink, and it is very important in the earlier part of life. Could you imagine trying to convince a baby to wait until lunchtime to eat meal? Is it possible? Isn't it? The second element of personality is ego. It develops from the id and ensures that the impulses of the id can be expressed in a manner acceptable in the real world. It tries to satisfy the desires of id in a socially appropriate, acceptable way. It is responsible for dealing with reality. It works on reality principle. It strives to satisfy the id's behavior in appropriate way. Then the third element of personality is superego. It emerges in a human beings around the age 5. It holds the internalized moral standards and ideals that we acquire from our parents and the moral and the society. It is nothing but our sense of right and wrong. It works on idealistic principle. It tries to perfect and civilize our behavior. Let us see this illustration. Let's imagine a scenario. Imagine that you are in the middle of the meeting and you are very hungry. On one hand, your it asks you to go away and get some snacks. On the other hand, your superego tells you it's not appropriate manner to go away during the middle of the meeting. In this juncture, our ego will work as a judge and convince us, the id, to wait until the meeting to over. So, the id, ego, and superego interacts to influence the overall personality. It is a key to healthy personality. It is a balance between the id and ego and the superego. The imbalance between these elements would lead to a maladaptive personality. The ego is able to adequately moderate between the demands of reality. If we give more importance to the desires of it, we will be a imbalanced personality and a pleasure loving man. If we give more importance to superego, we will be a more judgmental and rigid kind of person. So, this is a very important topic in psychology, in especially in educational psychology. Many questions were asked from this portion. This is a question from previous year TED paper. See the question. The superego is the direct antithesis of id. They ask whether the statement is true or false or partially true or completely absurd in nature. Try to answer this question, and thank you very much for listening to this